Hi and welcome back to the channel. Yes, we are back. We are back in the UK after our holidays to Morocco, Agadir. So my wife and I have compiled a list of things that we really liked about Agadir in Morocco in Northern Africa. And some of the things that you probably need to be careful, whether down to our ignorance, not flown to Africa before. And I've got to say, I was a little bit anxious, but having visited Agadir for 7 days, we are gonna go back again in November. But you know what? Let's kick off with the positive things, the things that we really liked about Agadir. So first on the list, the people. The people were so hospitable, wonderful, friendly, and I've got to say, it looks like we might have made friends for life. Yeah, I'll get to that just towards the end of this show on Agadir, our trip. But the people of Agadir were so friendly. Couldn't believe it. But yeah, that's probably one of the top things on our list. I'll give you a quick example. Even from Amin, who was our driver that we booked at the airport, and he waited for us, even though we were like almost half an hour late. And he took us, to our hotel. And he said, you know what, you're not tourists in Agadir, you are guests. That's rung true in my ear. The fact that he's saying that we're not tourists, we're guests in his city and country of Agadir. I thought, oh wow, even though he's not from Agadir, he's from Marrakesh, he told us. But second on the list, the climate. The climate, oh my goodness. I've got to say, the majority of the time that we were there, it did look overcast. But don't let that deceive you. Very hot. Very hot. And when we arrived back, I said to my wife, but you got a tan? I said, no, you got a tan. So I know you got a tan. So the climate, there was no rain there. It was very hot. I think the highest that it reached was probably 31 degrees, even though it was during the holiday time. They have said there's been some problems of lacking rain. When we took an excursion to Paradise Valley, that's another thing I'll talk about. They did say, the part where you jump into the water, just jumping into the water. There's no water there because of lack of rain. But I've got to say, overall, the weather, if you don't like the heat, then probably Agadir is not the right place you should go to. Think of somewhere else you need to go, maybe the North or South Pole. But Agadir, for us, the climate was fresh, a little bit humid on some days, but the majority of the time, it was really nice. Hotel Allegro, probably a bit of a promotion for Hotel Allegro. Fantastic. This is on the list of good things. It's also on a list of things that you need to be wary about. Again, another thing I need to talk about. But again, being driven in, the gates going up, and we looked at the entrance. Thought, wow, it's not only a hotel; it's like a resort. They've created an environment where you literally don't need to leave. Hotel Allegro, the biggest hotel that we've been to. The staff was so attentive to us. We had to change the room the second day we were there, and the reception staff said, in actual fact, this would be an upgrade, but we're not going to charge you for that. So they changed our room. We were so grateful for that. But the staff, the food, everything, almost everything about Hotel Allegro, even the entertainment, the staff, multitasking, it was so good. I mean, I have said on numerous occasions to my wife that the holiday we took to Rhodes in Greece was one of the best, and the trip, holiday in the Hotel Allegro and Agadir is very close, very close. But the hotel staff, Allegro, if you're gonna go and thinking about, I don't really want to leave, I don't really want to experience the life beyond the grounds of the hotel, then I guess Hotel Allegro might be for you. But we are a couple that we do like to go out. We don't like to stay in and hug the sun lounges and just be enclosed in the hotel grounds. But yeah, we went out. The other thing that we did want to talk about was, maybe this is kind of clued in with the fact that the friendliness of the people in Agadir. It's a wonderful family environment. I mean, yeah, there's couples. If we had children, we do have children, but they're all adults now. But if we had younger children, we would bring them to Agadir. It's child friendly, couple friendly. You got to be mindful of the culture, of Islamic country. But yeah, it's just the overall experience of Agadir was really, really good. So much so, like I said before, we are going to go back to Agadir in November for somebody's birthday. Anyway, so we're going on to the things that you need to be very, very wary about when you are traveling to Agadir / Morocco. The first thing is, it's not so much the traffic, but when you are arriving at the zebra crossing, in England we have the zebra crossing. 9 times out of 10, the traffic arrives there. They can see you waiting. The traffic stops. But in Agadir, we found it a little bit. They didn't always stop. They didn't always stop. I mean, there were a couple of times when the traffic police was managing the traffic, because it leads the back of the Hotel Allegro leads onto a road. You have to cross the road and get onto the beach. But if it wasn't for the traffic policeman, we'll be waiting there a long time. So be very, very mindful. Be a little bit patient. Be wary. They don't always stop. They do not always stop on that black and white crossing there. The other thing I did say about Allegro. So when we arrived, took us in his taxi to the Hotel Allegro. We had to wait 3 hours to check in. Now, when you come off from a flight, a 3.5 hour flight, actually wherever you're flying from, you want a smooth transition. Transfer from the airport to the hotel, you go straight in and you check in. 3 hours is too long, Hotel Allegro. Surely you can think of a better way, a speedier way, a quicker way to get people, of course, waiting and check them in. Checkout time is 12 midday. So you've got like 3 hours. With a lot of staff, you should look to make the transition a lot better. There's no way someone should wait 3 hours to check in. I mean, we weren't the only ones. There were a lot of people coming from other flights, waiting around the reception area, where they were at the bar drinking with the children and just minding and talking. So we weren't the only ones. So it wasn't a unique experience just to us. But Hotel Allegro, you got to think of a better way of checking in your guests a lot quicker. A direct experience, yes, but before we traveled, I did kind of check what would be the best way of having a local currency. So the local currency is the Moroccan dirham. Some of the YouTubers said the best way, in their opinion, is to take money out from the ATM. When you're taking money out from the ATM, it will give an option to take the money out with conversion or without conversion. And again, this experience is not unique only to going to Morocco. This is somebody traveling from their home country to other countries, especially in Europe. When you're taking money out from the ATM, do not take the money out with conversion. Take it without conversion. The reason being is, these banks you're traveling to, they're going to take their commission, their local commission, and then your bank, who you bank with, they will take out their conversion as well, or their commission. So you're going to be hit twice. So when you're taking money out, take it without the conversion. So your bank will do the conversion. You won't be hit twice. Be aware of your surroundings. This is probably the last thing on the things you need to be wary about. Now, again, this is not only confined to Agadir. We have this in the UK. When you're on the beach, sometimes you find there are street vendors, people just trying to make a living. When you are in Morocco, Agadir especially, that's our experience. Be mindful that if there are street vendors, people are trying to sell their whether it's paintings or tea, the typical Moroccan mint tea. Don't accept the first price that they tell you. Haggle. Come to an agreement of the price, because I got stung, and it was down to my ignorance. The guy, because on the beach, there is an area where Allegro Hotel have for the guests. So the street vendors cannot come into that space there. They've got to stay on the perimeter. But if you are interested in buying something, like I was, tea for myself and my wife, the guy said, I said, oh, how much is it? He said, oh, 200 dirhams, which is like £30, probably a little bit more than that. I probably need to check that. I mean, £30 for 2 small cups of mint tea. So I got stung, and that's down to my ignorance. There were some other incidents where, you know, we had to turn out a lot of people because it did get a little bit too much for us. Not so much for my wife, but for me, you know, I think the third day, the penultimate day when we were going the other way along the beachfront, literally every like 5 minutes we were being approached by someone trying to sell sunglasses, you know, tea, bread. I might say no, or we just continue walking. So when we were going to Zouk El Had, I would say there was a person who I would say was a spotter. So somebody who could identify the people who were tourists. And we stuck out like a sore thumb. So he was very friendly, but he had his own ulterior motives. He did direct us to a place where they make the argan oils, like a presentation. He said, oh, look for me, you know, in this unit in Zouk El Had. I'm in this unit. So we went in there. And before we knew it, we were led into a place. This guy had all his herbs and spices. We went behind, oh my goodness. And this was down to our ignorance. And before we knew it, he was saying, oh, so, you know, what are you going to buy? And I had like 200, it was like 270 dirhams, again, which is a little bit more than, I think, like 40 odd pounds. And I would say I was fleeced. I didn't think about, oh, you know, in actual fact, no, we're going to spend this much money. Literally, all the money I had in my wallet, I gave to him for just some bits and pieces of soap and other bits and pieces. So be very, very aware of your surroundings. Some people have ulterior motives. They have other motives to being overly friendly with you. And that's just a minority. It's not the majority. It's not the majority. But that's our own personal experiences. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a quick pause before I continue and finish this video. We have some great deals. You're thinking about, you know, traveling for a short city break, or I don't know, European or African holidays. Have a look at these deals which are going across the screen. All you have to do, if you are interested, is just to scan the QR code. Scan the QR code. There is a short questionnaire that you have to answer there, but we will do our best to help you get the best deal possible on this platform. So look at the deals going across the screen. Right. Okay, so we'll go onwards and upwards in this and now after holiday review now of Agadir, Morocco. Again, a wonderful destination, and it's not far. Only 3 hours, 3 hours and 20 minutes, maybe tops 4 hours. Yeah, it's a great destination to go to. So I'm gonna close this video by saying that we have really enjoyed ourselves in Agadir. And it was really good to see. There was, you know, lots of other Europeans and other people holidaying in Agadir. I mean, the hotel, you heard Polish, Russian, some Spanish, German, English, British accents and languages being spoken there. But our experience overall was really one of the best hotels, one of the best holidays that we have experienced. So like I said from the beginning, we will be going back to Agadir for my wife's birthday towards the end of November, or middle of November. So if you're wanting details about Hotel Allegro, we've left it in the description box. Another shout out to Rashid and his wife Sukhed, who, like I said, we've made really good friends with. When we were walking on the beachfront, we didn't always go to the end. We always turned around at a particular part. It always found like we were turning around outside this, I could say like a supermarket or a bookstore. But Rashid was out, you know, the door or the window of his bookstore, and we went in there. And cut a long story short, you know, we exchanged numbers. I did a video. which is on a previous video. I've spoken about Agadir, but it looks like we've made friends for life. Friends for life, yeah. But so that is it. Again, just scan the QR code and communicate with us, and we will do the best we can to find you a great deal, whether it's a long haul, short haul, cruise, you know, I don't know, all-inclusive holidays, flights only, almost everything under the sun. Even if you're thinking about, you know, buying event tickets, we do that as well. But from my wife Sorely and me, Alex, take care and see you on the next video. Take care. Bye bye.